Good evening. We welcome you to the Community of Christ Good Friday service. We thank you for joining our service tonight. These are obviously unusual times, to say the least, so we're here online and hoping that you'll enjoy our time together. This will be a very simple service tonight. We hope that those of you who have family there and young ones will gather them together there with you. Maybe kind of explain a little bit about the video you're about to see. We are going to have a short video with some thoughts by me following that. We ask that you join in together. There'll be a link that you can click to watch the video and then come back to this service. I hope you'll enjoy seeing something about those people who were with Jesus the day he went on the cross. Welcome back. I hope you had a chance to see our video this evening. If you're joining us now and did not get to see the video, we just saw the day that Christ went to the cross, a little short video with some of the people who were in that story with Jesus that day. Thomas was there, Peter was there, Judas, the soldier who nailed Christ to the cross, and Barabbas, the man who was spared the cross. I wondered if all of you, as you watched it, did you see yourself in the video? I could relate at times to that video. In reality, though, that video is not about me. It's not about you. The fact that Christ got on the cross is not about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us. What he did that day was for all of us. That story was a long time ago. For some of us, Jesus is still someone we feel like we know today. There may be some of you who have struggled to really feel like you do know that person. What I can say about that for you tonight is it's never too late to get to know him. One of the things that you may not know is that the best part of the story is the fact that you can come to Christ at any time in your life. One of the interesting parts of that story that could be thought of, because we don't know exactly all the details, we have scripture obviously that tells us, and somebody filled in a lot of details along the way. But we do know that Barabbas that night, or that day, was spared the cross. There were some who think that Barabbas joined in the procession as they walked towards the hill where Christ was going to be crucified. I wonder what Barabbas thought about the man that he came to know that day as Jesus. I want to tell you a story that's a true story, a testimony of mine that talks a little bit about our worthiness and how Jesus touches each of our lives. I have a friend who was a medical doctor in the Kansas City area, Dr. Gina. And Dr. Gina called me one morning, and Dr. Gina and I are not in the habit of talking to each other on the phone. In fact, that may have been about the only time that we've actually spoken on the telephone and that I can remember. It was Thanksgiving morning. Dr. Gina was on the phone and she wanted to know what I was doing. And as all of us can probably imagine, Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving morning, there's a lot going on, especially when everybody's coming to your house for dinner. I said, "What's up?" She said, "I have a man that's dying in the hospital and he would like to talk to somebody." I said, "I'll go." So I went. When I got to the hospital, I got up to the man's room. Gina introduced us and left the room, and he and I sat and visited for a while. We had a very serious discussion. We prayed together. I left his room and went out into the waiting room where his mother was. I sat down with her and tried to comfort her, talked about what was going to be happening the next few days because his death seemed to be very imminent. So I talked to her about arrangements, if she had any plans, if she needed some help preparing for a service or a funeral or whatever she might wish to have. She raised her face and looked me in the eye, and I'll never forget the words she said to me that day when she said, "My son does not deserve a funeral. It caught me a little off guard. I've done a lot of funerals in my day, but never had I been told any words like that. Not knowing exactly what to say, I looked her back in the eye and I said, "Ma'am, the God that I know loves me, He loves you, and He certainly loves your son. And I will leave him in God's hands any day." Tonight, that same God, when He became Christ here upon this earth, is alive for you and I. Today, on Good Friday, we talk about the fact that He went to the cross. In just a few days, we'll talk about the fact that He got off of that cross. So tonight, I just ask you to look within yourself, think about what Christ has meant to you, think about what you might wish Christ could mean to you, because Christ truly did die for you. He died for me. He died for Barabbas, and He died for all of us.